Can you hear me, God?
Oh, we're leaving them alone, don't worry. She's mad. Mama's watching you. We're not gonna mess with them. She's watching you. She's gonna get you.
That's just a small sample. I've bitched about this before, but this is a great place to live, they tell us. And you see all this broken glass all over the place. Trying to walk my dog, don't want him stepping in this broken glass, right? So, I mean, I've said where I stand once before. I'll be watching it. I find out, you know, it'd be a bad day for whoever it is. Probably more than one. One, that's a problem of how we are as people, right? Nobody's got any decency anymore. But number two, that's our, they want to hide the real truth and waste money on all this shit in this city and try to get people here and tell you how great of a place it is, right? We have, I know for a fact, more than one city council person walks this route on their walks, when they take their walks or whatever, right? You don't see all this broken glass and think it's an issue. But it's not just broken glass, right? It's trash, it's other stuff. And not all of it is, you know, I'm not trying to say it's like people running the city, it's not all their fault, right? And there's also like dog shit, big piles of dog shit, right? You see that sometimes on the sidewalks and stuff, and you are the fools that should be walking. But when it comes to our city council, our smart city here, right, which, you know, I'm one, not an advocate for smart cities, certainly not an advocate for cameras up everywhere and all this nonsense of this world that in the way it has become, you know, and we just keep on quietly ignoring it, just like we're doing now, until it keeps getting worse and worse and controls us, right? And, you know, here's the thing. Here in Defiance, you'll notice both of these bridges are that way. People got to break their beer bottles and stuff, wise, and, you know, don't be drinking and driving or whatever then. How about that, right? Be responsible. What the fuck? I don't, who gives a shit? The point is, it's not always beer bottles, a lot of times it is, right? That broken glass, your glass needs to stay in your car, right? Or wherever it's coming from. But we have, and your trash, right? They drive on the bridge, oh, they got to throw out their trash there. Stupid shit like that. But here's the thing. We have, those are actual things that cause problems, right? But our police here, we keep adding numbers to the police force, right? Just like everywhere all across the country. Adding, you know, more nonsense laws to you guys. The police will sit here and they'll sit right at the end of the bridge, right? Facing away from the bridge. Can't see a damn thing that's going on the bridge, right? And they're, you know, watching for speeders, somebody with a light out, no turn signal, improper lane change, something stupid to pull you over and make your life hell, right? Just to start snooping on you, right? When they could have all these numbers our tax dollars are paying. Instead, our local county government will pay $6 million to buy a building they don't need, right? But we go hire all these extra law enforcement and everything else so they can post stupid shit like that. None of them, we're paying the man hours, then be watching the shit that needs to be watched. You know where the problem areas are. You know what? Quit being afraid to actually do your job. That's what I'm talking about. And furthermore, how come our tax dollars ain't getting these bridges cleaned off, these sidewalks? Anyways, that's my little rant about that. And I suppose we should want to know what chemicals they're using, right, to spray around these parts. It's more so back that way. Hopefully the camera picked it up. But you can see where it's yellow on the edges, and because they sprayed something, right? A lot of people, for some reason at this moment, have started doing that while they're mowing, right? On the, to not, for the weeds, obviously. But is it chemicals, bad chemicals? Because if so, it ain't doing any better than the natural mixtures you can make. And so that's what I want to know. And we, as citizens of this community, should want to know, what is it they are spraying? We walk our animals through here, and is it a harm to the wildlife and getting into the river and all this stuff, right? We should want to know this. These are the answers. No one's running up there and asking. And the problem is, the questions no one's really asking. And the problem is, those who do try to throw some of these questions out there, they blow it off and, come up with all kinds of nonsense, right? And secondly, we have too many people worried about certain issues that, I hate to say it, we're being foolish on, right? Because I got people from the local community, and I'm all about, okay, this happened and that happened, give them hell, right? Try to expose them. But the problem is, I get bombarded then, and no offense to anyone, but whatever, I get bombarded with, I'm happy to stay in communication with everyone, that's fine, but I get bombarded with almost the same crap over and over again, and I call it crap because it's always, everyone is trying to expose whatever, and they end up in contact with this person or that person, either from the government or news, right? And it's a big game, okay? So I get these things sent to me. Oh, we got answers coming. It's going to happen. And it's all this. This guy has contacted all these people. I can't say exactly how it is at the moment properly, but he's, and then telling them, oh, I'm meeting it in the White House. We're getting Trump on this. We're going to let them know about this. Yeah, because they're going to expose this little bit of stuff they're calling corruption, but not exposing the whole big picture, right? Like the thing, anything used to spy on us, right? And there's certain people trying to expose some of that stuff. It's not going to change, right? They're not going to change that. They'll change certain factors behind it, but they're not going to eliminate it, what's being used against us, right? And you know, so, but then the problem is they feel like they're getting a little bit of victory, so they act like, well, this is the only thing we're going to focus on. Meanwhile, we're ignoring the issues that's affecting us every day that we have the power to do locally, right? And I'm not making assumptions. I want to know what they're spraying, and you should want to know too. One, your tax dollars are paying for that, right? Two, your health and safety should matter. They restrict all our rights every time we turn around based on health and safety, your health and safety, right? We're here for your health and safety, right? Meanwhile, they're doing all this stuff that harms our health and safety, that puts our safety at risk, harms our health, right? And, you know, like fluoride in the water, stuff like that, these chemicals they're putting in the water. And but not you know, just stuff like that. But collectively, you know, we do, there's where the battles are won. Okay, you can get, you know, you can get your large movements on either side, your big MAGA movements, your big lefty movements, whatever, right? It don't matter. That's all smoke and mirrors, okay? That's all a game. They're all on the same side. They're all so corrupt and bought out that, you know, you're not going to fix that until you start doing it on the lower level, right? Collectively, we should be here in this county, we should be taking concern with the sort of issues I point out, right? And not just me, there's other people that do. I don't, by all means, don't want to ever take all the credit for anything, right? But a lot of this, I'm the one that started becoming vocal about it, and now other people are getting attention elsewhere, so they just want to focus on their little thing and forget about everything else, right? We need, first, start thinking about who we are. Are we in line with how we should be, right? Secondly, once we have ourselves under control and taken care of to the best of our ability, then we start on the lower levels if you want change. Okay, we can bitch about whatever group you want, whatever president you want, whatever Congress member you want, right? You're not going to get change until you do it on the lower level. We're full of corrupt personnel that our tax dollars pay for. Sheriff Doug Eagle is a prime example. And he's not the only one, right? And we can't come together on that, right? Because we're brainwashed into thinking we can't have change because we see the corruption going on in the high levels, but nothing ever gets done about it. So we believe, so we're stuck like this, and it's nonsense. This is where it matters. You need to start coming together on the local levels, right? On the local issues. That's what's affecting you today, right? Immigration, depending where you're at, may or may not be affecting you, and they're brainwashing you to keep your mind on that, right? And then using this as excuses and saying now suddenly we're about cracking down on crime when really they're just weeding out the homeless and unwanted people. It's starting here, then next, wait until it's you, right? This is what we don't want to understand. And you're not going to change any of that until you start out on the bottom level, right? Like here in Defiance County, too many people want to keep blowing it off. Our lives are severely impacted and controlled around here. And there's people that know it and they're too afraid to admit it even, right? But they know if they step out of line, right? Because I'm a prime example, right? This is what they do to you. well, there's people that say don't give up, and I'm not giving up either, right? But then they're taking their fight in the wrong direction, right? And then suddenly getting pulled off by people in higher places that are pretending they're going to fix your issues, right? They just know everyone's concerned about it, so they soothe your anger by, oh, well, we sent somebody up there to represent you, to represent the group of people who's upset, and it's a bunch of nonsense. Start your battles here on the ground level, right? What matters here, wherever you live at is yours, right? And I'm not saying people like me shouldn't be concerned about that, take concern about that, and be supportive of whatever you're taking a stand for, nothing like that. You know, I'm not, by all means, right? But the problem is we're all brainwashed into this huge thing, this nonsense of the left versus right nonsense, right? On the high levels. And here on the low levels, we're ignoring this stuff. We're ignoring all the stuff that we should, like I said, fix ourselves first. Get in line with what is true and what is right. Get in line with God, right? Then start out on you want change for the whole world, you got to start here. You eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? But so that, I don't know, those are my thoughts about just some of this stuff, you know. And, you know, I'm not trying to make accusations. I'm just saying, you know, when we come together and realize that, hey, who gives a shit about all the shit that mainstream media is cramming down our throat? Let's consider what's going on with the water I'm drinking out of my home, right? Or with the chemicals that are sprayed to combat this and that. There's natural things. You can make natural solutions, I know, right? I used to do it around my pool and all that, right? You mix natural solutions up that are work. You know, meanwhile, I see people use Roundup and stuff. Hey, those are cancerous chemicals, right? That's polluting everything. And it's not working a damn bit better than these natural mixtures. Oh, he's tore up from something. You better find out where your home is and get fixed up. He is tore up. What tore you up, buddy? Right? Huh? Hey, tell us. Tell everybody about it. You know, another example, okay. Here in Defiance, we have the news. We've had some big news, and we had the local politicians patting herself on the back, right? Because we have this, I think it won't be until about like 2030 or something like that, right? But is when it would actually be. But they're preparing people. They sold this piece of land and it's approved, and we're getting a new paper factory. It's going to bring new jobs, right? And, you know, that's all fine and dandy, you know, and we consider Trump fired the employment person or whatever, right? It's all a game, you know. Sometimes you got to take Trump's side, and sometimes you got to realize not to take his side, okay? He's no different than the rest of the presidents. He's anyone who disagrees with him, whether it's right or wrong, okay? The jobs issue is not, they act like overnight the jobs thing can be fixed where all these other issues still are unable to be fixed. This is not true. Okay, let's consider this whole thing. We hear this news and we're like, oh, they're adding new jobs in Defiant, in Ohio, right? Ohio's getting a new factory there, and okay, so they're bringing this paper factory, and what it is, they're going to produce generic paper towels and toilet paper, stuff like that, right? And people are already sounding the alarms. Defiance, you're not going to be lucky. It's going to stink. All the issues that's going to come with this supposedly great opportunity, which it's not going to be any greater than opportunities that are locally available at the moment, right? Here's the thing. I think it's Chillicothe. I'll try to post it. I got to look it up now because I should have done a video about it when it first came to my attention. They're going to lose, I forget how many, 300 or 3,000, right? Whatever, about the number that we're going to add, because their paper plant is shutting down, right? Maybe already shut down by now, I'm not sure, right? So there's the thing. There's no new jobs. There's no added jobs, maybe just over here locally, right? And what is that going to do? And it's not, like I said, there's still enough jobs for the people that are here. They keep trying, that's their goal. Bring people here, bring people here. That's their thing about investing all this money in these parks, to bring people here, because they think the parks and this polluted convergence of Three Rivers is what wants to bring people here, right? Not understanding that at the end of the corruption, you'll bring all kinds of people here, right? You're not going to bring them here when you add, I mean, it's not going to add to the value. We should know, okay, General Motors was here and polluted the hell out of this area, right? And, but the thing is, it's bringing more people to those jobs, right? From outside to here, and that's what they're doing, bringing people to the smart city. Let's make it clear what had to happen, okay? Ohio got Defiance County got the privilege of having the seat of this new job that's being awarded, right, to Ohio, because at some point Ohio, got the privilege, right? Oh, well, we're going to shut it down over here in Chillicothe, but now what area in Ohio is now privileged enough to have it? So let's be clear, your mayor and other local officials have had to slurp all over the federal slong to get that to happen, to get these other federal grants we're getting, right? They're on it all day long, right? Slurping all over it to get that federal money. And what happens? That's why we are their new Smart 21 community, right? The smart city. They will, in order to get that money and to get these privileges, they have to follow suit. That means infringing on your rights. That means, enforcing codes that shouldn't otherwise matter, invading your privacy, and implementing AI control. Implementing the beast system. And that's what's, but just put that into perspective. That is, trust me, what had to happen for that privilege to happen, right? And when there's no new jobs added here in America, there's no new jobs added here in Ohio. It's those jobs being taken from this end of Ohio, down there, I think it's Chillicothe is where it's happened, right? Those jobs are being eliminated there and moved over to this end of Ohio, right? Same damn thing, producing generic paper towels and generic toilet paper. It's going to stink up the community and whatever. And I'm not here to totally cut down on that. I'm just pointing out the truth of the matter, right? It's not a point to be negative about, oh, we got some good news. We got a new factory going to be popping up, right? Well, let me rain on that parade. No, because I'm trying to say that's what my channel is about completely. the truth, right? The truth will set us free. The truth of the matter is, this whole corrupt game and how they are brainwashing us, right? Over here now we believe, oh, ever since we got this politician in office and, you know, Republicans are in control, oh, now look at how great things are. Yeah, over here on this section of Ohio, but they ain't seeing it that way over on that section where they're losing, right? Which seems to be big time that section of Ohio. What's going on from down there all the way up to, you know, the east end of Ohio. They're eliminating. Why? Right? Because you figure the train derailment deal, right? East Palestine, Ohio, still not truly resolved. Point is, you know, you gotta start on your local levels. You're not going to do nothing. None of us are going to do anything about this major stuff going on at the top. But instead, we're going to allow them to brainwash us, to support them, even though they got some real dirty deeds in their closets, right? We can't even fix who we are to each other, right? Locally. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Whiskey and I appreciate it very much. Let us hear the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See you.